Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jewel and Reet here from Essetino Media, and this is the Essetino Weekly Mastermind, episode 102. It's crazy to say, like, past 100.
Yeah, I know. 102, 102 episodes, 102 weeks that we've been going live for you every single Thursday. For those of you who have joined us in the past, welcome back. We're happy to have you here. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Orit. This is Jewel, and we're founders of Essetino Media, where we focus on helping you create profitable content and growing your business online. So you can, of course, have more time freedom, have more financial freedom as well, make more money doing what you love. So that is why we're here for you as a resource. Feel free to introduce yourself in the comments and let us know where you're watching from as well if you're new here. And let's say hello to some of you guys.
Yeah, and as you know, while you're saying hello and all that kind of stuff, we also like to share the wins for the week. So did you have a small win? It could be a small win. It could be a really huge win. And we also share our own wins every week. And we like to go off of the win energy. It's starting off the show with that kind of an energy, a positive energy, an energy that it can be used. Like, if you know how to use it, you can take someone else's win and use it for yourself. Like, go off of that same energy to go and produce some wins if you don't have any yourself. And we're huge, huge advocates of energy and creating energy for yourself, because if you don't have the ability to do that, then when you run out of energy, you're going to be stuck. And you do run out of energy. It goes up and down.
So when we say share a win is something that you got checked off your list, you got done, you're proud of reaching a certain milestone, you know, something went well, anything at all that you'd like to share that you're just happy that happened and it got done. Please do post it in the comments so that we could all share each other's progress and how we're doing.
Okay, so let's head over to the comments. We've got Lisa in the house. And she's going to be able to join the stream today. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining the stream. And hope you enjoy the show. And we've got Roland in the house. Hello, everyone. Welcome to summer.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's been hit and miss here. Right now, it's really sunny and getting hot. We still have not hit the usual heat for Vancouver. Apparently, it's supposed to be really hot tomorrow. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, it's starting to feel like summer these days. All right. And we've got Noelle in the house. Hey, Noelle, how's it going?
Hi, Noelle. How are you? We had a great session this morning with Noelle, really hashing out his upcoming course that he has going on for helping freelancers and gig economy workers file their taxes. So understanding all the ins and outs on taxes, because Noelle is a CPA. So really excited that we worked on that this morning, Noelle.
And we've got Teddy B in the house. Hey, Teddy, how's it going?
Hi, Teddy.
Got any wins for us this week? And Timothy. Hey, Timothy. By the way,
Hi,
Timothy, I saw that you did a different kind of video that you don't usually do on your channel, and it was a how-to tutorial about lighting for your videos. And I thought it was a really good video. I watched the entire thing, and you made lighting seem very simple, because lighting is one of the things that we definitely need to work on ourselves. I mean, you know that we do a simplified version of things. We're like, okay, what's the bare minimum that we need to get this shot lit? But the way that you explained professional lighting was really cool. How you need to have like a front light there that I believe it was called the key light, and a light behind you, and then there was one beside you, and you showed the reflectors and stuff. So I thought that was really cool, and it really did make a difference when you had that reflector below you and on the side of you. It doesn't really seem like it would, but when you took away that reflector that was literally on your lap, it was like it created, without it, such harsh shadows, but then with it, it like illuminated your face very nicely. So I enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you do more tutorials like that, because that will drive more traffic to your channel. Because that was like an SEO type video. You had a searchable title, and it's something that people are searching for.
That's awesome.
So I thought that was really cool.
I was trying to see who the next, we have a Facebook comment here. I wasn't able to. Oh, there we go. Sergey.
Yeah.
Sergey, 8,000
I thought it
subs
might be Sergey
on YouTube. That's awesome, Sergey.
Yeah, congrats on almost approaching 8,000 subs.
Yeah, very cool. Hello, Phil. Phil's in the house. How was your week, Phil?
How's it going?
And we have Roland as well sharing a win. You had a video that crossed 200,000 views. Wow, amazing. The second video to surpass that milestone. This video is unique as the majority of the views came from Google. I'm really proud of that fact. Yeah. So you're from doing the SEO, I'm presuming on that video, it ranked in the Google search engines, and you're seeing a lot of people coming in, like that is your main traffic source into that video. Isn't that amazing? I mean, like you're doing SEO on a YouTube video, and not only is YouTube pushing that out, but it's also showing up in one of the, actually not one of the biggest search engine on the planet. So that's incredible, Roland.
I had a family friend earlier today. They use Camtasia, and they were messaging me. They were having some issues with Camtasia. It was crashing. They had a really long video, and it wasn't working. And I was trying to give them, help them troubleshoot through it. And they said that they were searching on Google, Camtasia 2021 crashing or something. And our video was number 2 in Google search, and they, it ranked. And it's awesome. When you can be a solution for people, that is like a searchable solution for people, it's very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah. And I've had that happen like multiple times, especially when you are, the resource in a specific topic or in a specific area, and you're just constantly producing content on that. You'll have the same people saying like, searching for this topic, and your video popped up. So I clicked on it because they saw something else from us. So it's like that familiarity, that because they know you, they're just going to click on your video because they recognize you. So that exposure is huge.
And Timothy says that he got a lot done working on your second website dedicated to painting sales and pastel classes, setting up payments tonight. Amazing. So wow, cool.
Timothy, you're getting so much done with your website. And also, how is the course coming along? I know you've been working on your course.
Also, side note, you are an artist, and usually on there's a website called Skillshare. There usually people on Skillshare, there's a lot of art stuff. People put their drawing or whatever. I mean, I have a class on there about Camtasia editing. And the cool thing about Skillshare is that you get paid for the minutes watched. It's similar to like a Netflix subscription where you pay a monthly fee and you have access to everyone's courses, anyone's courses about anything on there. And I think yours would do well, and you would make money on putting your stuff on Skillshare. It does need to be in a class format. So you need to take someone from, A to B, right? Starting from, I don't know, a blank slate or whatever, showing how to do a certain part. And it would do well. You're extremely talented.
Yeah, the audience on Skillshare is very, very much creatives, like creative entrepreneurs and wanting to get creative skills and, for freelancers, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to do a full-fledged course on Skillshare because they're more like classes. So bite-sized classes where you can really just dive deep on like one little topic. You just like maybe even have a specific portrait that you do. And then the entire class is just about creating that one portrait. And I know you already do your live streams and you're showing people that way, but maybe some people like to learn in a class format.
Yeah.
And you're really explaining the tools that you use and the techniques and everything. There's so many things that you could do, Timothy, with your skills.
And I would actually segment it even more. I would do a class, like let's say doing a portrait of someone, right? Just like their face. And then you start off blank, and then the first or whatever section is just the face part, no features. And then you do eyes, and then the nose, and then the mouth, and then the ears, and then the hair, whatever. Like, I don't know how exactly you would teach it, but
yeah,
segmenting it like that so
idea.
that people are like, okay, I can follow this and hopefully get something like Timothy's at the end,
We're all about simplifying things to the bare basics so that whoever's on the other side can really understand and follow along with you.
Mm-hmm. Product Patrol. We've got Cheeks in the house posting some TikToks to support the channel this week. Scheduled
a J-Do?
Not sure what you mean by that.
For Friday.
Scheduled a video.
A live stream for Friday.
You scheduled a live stream or a video?
We're trying to decode your message.
Yeah.
Please clarify in the comments.
Yeah. Lisa, 10 more days until it is your birthday. Awesome.
Cool.
You'll be turning 44 years old. Well, I think maybe if you're on the live stream, we can say happy birthday to you because that is 7 days from now. So hopefully you'll be on the live stream and we can say a happy early birthday to you.
That's awesome. Do you have any plans, Lisa? Are you going to do anything for your birthday?
Mm-hmm. Timothy says, thank you so much, Jewel. I'm going to spread out a little bit with my YouTube videos to widen my audience. Yeah, I think that's a good idea for you so that more people can have exposure to you and find you. I think I already mentioned the story before, but there is a YouTuber that I've been following. His name is Ryan Pineda, and he is a real estate investor, and he flips homes. So he buys the homes, he fixes them up, and then he flips them. But his YouTube channel, surprisingly, is not all about real estate. And he explains specifically why he does that. Because he's like, if I only talk about real estate, I'm only going to get people like in the real estate industry and just like very segmented, he said. But he wants to get new people that could potentially be interested in real estate. So he actually does videos on couch flipping, interviewing people with their side hustles, how they make money, like even people who do vintage shopping.
Yeah.
And they clean up the product. There's this one person who buys vintage shirts and then tie-dyes them.
Yeah.
And then resells them as his own product because he did his certain style of tie-dye.
That's so cool.
And
I mean, there's so many different things that you could do just with tie-dye alone, different styles of tie-dye. Like, yeah, that's really cool.
So, I mean, and the reason why he does this is because he wants to capture different people that could potentially be interested in him and then potentially be interested in flipping. He even does videos specifically just on his Tesla. So it's like, it's very different. And he's using it like this very similar to how we use our YouTube channel but we do it in tutorials. So we do different kinds of tutorials. He literally does different types of topics of different things. And it's the same reasoning for us. It's to capture more people that will potentially be interested in our energy and be interested in starting a YouTube channel. Like, we've had many people that had zero interest in starting a YouTube channel, but they just liked watching us. And then after a while, they're like, oh, maybe I should start a channel.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? You like with Alex, he's thinking about what other topics would someone
Ryan?
Ryan, sorry. I'm thinking Alex Pineda for some reason.
Yeah.
Ryan Pineda. Yeah, he's thinking like if someone were interested or potentially interested or could become interested in the future about flipping houses, what might they be interested in now or other topics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's the same thing with our channel too, right? We release YouTube and video editing as well and social media, because you're likely in this kind of content creation space as an entrepreneur and really learning a lot about marketing your business. So, if you do have a channel or you are posting on social media, you're putting content out there, think a little bit outside the box in terms of what are those other topics around this topic that I'm constantly creating content on that someone might be interested in as well. And just put it out there and see what happens.
We've got Tracy in the house. Hey, Tracy, how's it
Tracy.
going? Very much looking forward to our interview next week. Next week, Tracy from Little Garden on the Prairies is going to be on the show. We're going to interview her, get her story, how she got started, and it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
Likewise. Good week for me. Thanks. Great to hear, Phil. So Sergey said I renamed my show to Survival Tech Show. Very cool.
Cool.
Awesome. With this video, I get lots of comments from viewers thanking me and telling me how much money I saved them. I feel bad for all the plumbers around the world.
Well, here's the thing. Plumbers and in any industry, I'm always like, you need to start a YouTube channel. You need to start a YouTube channel. And a lot of people don't connect the dots with it. But it can be seriously beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Sergey's also on Skillshare. Yep.
Yes.
Skillshare can be quite lucrative if you focus on it. Well, anything can, but just to give you, a little bit of an example here. I only have the one Camtasia course on Skillshare, and the money that comes from it is literally passive, and it's a decent amount. Like, if someone's handing me that cash every month, I'm like, sweet, thank you. Like, it's a decent amount. It fluctuates every month, but it's good. Like, I mean, I like it, so definitely if you have the right type of content to go on there, put your stuff on there.
I think as well, it's a good, like if you've never created a class or a course before, it's kind of a more bite-sized way to just get started in course creation. Just create like a little class to put up on Skillshare, if it is the right topic, because there are topics that Skillshare doesn't like. They don't want you to create courses or put those kinds of things on there.
They don't like make money courses.
Yeah, and it's not just like the stuff that we all know, like, any sort of hate things or political or whatever. It's other topics as well that you might think are okay. So it's also a good idea if you are thinking about it to look, I think they have like some sort of community guidelines or something like that on their website. You could see what topics you can put up there.
But definitely if you're creative.
And it's free.
You can,
become an instructor.
You can put your stuff on there. We've got Jojo in the house. Hey, Jojo.
Hi, Jojo.
How's it going? And Cheeks clarified. Sorry, typing
Boobos. Yes. Scheduled. Nice. And posted 2 extra this week.
Whoa, I'll have to check those out. Got some extra content.
Very cool. And guys, in a second, we're just kind of working through the comments here, but we'll share in a bit our experience at the conference and that whole thing, and some of our wins as well.
We went to a cannabis conference.
Yes. Our very first cannabis conference wasn't like any other conference, I would say, any other business conference that we've been to. So it was interesting. We'll talk about it in a second. So Noelle says, no real wins, but had a great family vacation at the Wisconsin Dells. Also, like Arit mentioned, had an amazing meeting with her this morning. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you, Noelle.
She is actually really smart. Very. She won all the awards. You won all the awards in high school.
Yeah, but without those awards in high school, it doesn't matter. You don't need the awards. But yeah, like I said, we were working on the course curriculum with Noelle, and just, I mean, really simplifying your topic is key. It's like getting out of the details, right? And the thick of it, because we all know so much about our own topic and speak with the jargon and the language that we know, but sometimes we forget to think about the person on the other side and how they understand it. So yeah, I enjoyed it, Noelle.
We've got Ryan in the house saying he's going to tune in,
Ryan.
Tracy.
Yes.
And Timothy's also going to be tuning in. And Tracy, looking forward to the stream. I hope I don't choke and freeze on camera. No worries. We're going to make it really conversational.
Yeah.
Just super chill, relax, as if we were just hanging out talking.
You know us. It's nothing too formal, right? It's just literally having a conversation with a friend in a coffee shop, that kind of thing. So it'll be fun.
Cool. All right. So what was our wins?
Yeah. Do you want to start talking about the conference is kind of tied into the wins.
So we were invited to go to the Cannabis conference. It's called the GROWUP conference, which I think is kind of a funny name because it sounds like growing up, like as a kid or something.
So I get it. It's like grow up.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would title the conference that myself, because it's like, oh, I went to the GROWUP conference, and it's like, what? And then
personal development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not about personal development. But anyways, it was a cannabis specific conference. So how we got to go was a company here, a local security company in Vancouver, sponsored us to go on this trip. And we were actually doing stuff for them. We were doing branding and marketing. We had recently rebranded their website, which we're going to show you in a second. Redid their entire branding. Their branding was quite old, and this kind of thing happens with local brick and mortar service-based type companies. Is they're really into what they do. They're very good at it, but they don't know about the online stuff, and nor do they really care about it until they need to actually switch everything over. And they finally got to that point. Pandemic made them realize, we've got to rebrand. Everything is getting kind of stale here, and we have to rebrand. And we had several consultations with them, and we're like, we can make you look good. And so that's what we did. We redid their entire website. They were extremely happy with the changes that we made, the design that Arit did. And they said, hey, we're going to this conference in Victoria. We'd love to have you guys come out, grab some social media content, do the stories, do all the digital stuff. And so that's what we did. And it was really cool. It was in Victoria, which is a ferry ride away here. It's about a 90-minute ferry. It's on the island. So we're in this province, for those of you who are not from Canada, we're in this province called British Columbia. And there's a part that's like an island, and it's called Vancouver Island. And you need to take a plane or a ferry, or if you have your own boat, you can go to this island. And it's a more casual version of Vancouver. People are really chill there.
Yeah.
Really relaxed, island Canadian life. And it was
very
a cool
laid
conference. Back. Yeah. So it was in downtown Victoria. We went to this conference. They had a booth, and we were doing social media, and it was a lot of fun. It was we stayed in this really sweet hotel. Like, they put us in a really nice hotel, had an amazing view of the harbor. British Columbia is in my opinion, it's a very beautiful province. It's got all the green and the nature and the water and stuff. So, I had a blast.
Yeah, it was really, it was a two-day conference. And they had some speaker sessions and that sort of thing on cannabis. So people were there from, like, they were vendors, like retailers They were labs.
GROWUP labs,
Yeah,
which this is all legal. It's all legal.
People from the people from the agricultural space who are really into growing and understanding the chemistry behind it and extracting whatever the cannabis is and putting it into products. And so there were all different types of people there from different organizations and companies. We didn't go to the sessions, but we did enjoy networking with people at the booth and just, having conversations. Like, I learned a lot about cannabis, and a lot of, like, I didn't really realize how much of a compassionate community this is, the cannabis community, because it's all around the healing properties. Like, I talked to this one guy who he said, they have a community where they're really healing a lot of people with arthritis and diseases and like pain management, like long-term pain types of conditions, and seeing amazing results. And there were so many people there who were like fighting going to like legal action, fighting the Supreme Court and stuff to really like bring this out to more people, to help more people. So it was just so interesting to see that side of cannabis, because normally we see the other side, right? The stereotypical side that we see in movies where people just get high and whatever.
I can tell you it was completely not like that.
No.
It was not like a typical business conference where everybody was like, let me hand you my business card. It was super casual and chill, but also still business. Like, people still wanted to do business and talk business.
Yeah.
It wasn't all about getting high or anything like that. Although there was stuff like that there, but it was like people were still wanting to. It is a big business here, especially in British Columbia and across Canada.
Yeah.
So it was a really unique, it was our first conference since before the pandemic. The last conference we went to was in 2019 in Berlin, Germany, for the Udemy Teachers Conference. Every year they did have a conference for the instructors of Udemy. And yeah, it was Berlin 2019, and then now it's like 2022. A lot has changed. And here's some fun facts, okay? So this company that brought us out there, they're called Just Security. They're a security company, and they do security for cannabis facilities. So that's why they were there. And they know all the legalities and the things of, like, because you actually need to have a certain amount of cameras, a certain amount of locks, a certain amount of whatever to get approved.
Yeah, you have to secure your facility in order to get your license.
Yeah.
To be a cannabis facility. So they actually, in that sense, help you get that license, because they know, Just Security knows how to do everything according to standards, codes. They like design the entire security, automation, integrations, the systems that you need and everything. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I just jumped in.
Yeah. So we were at their booth, and before we even got there, they were kind of running ideas off of us. So we there was like a whole, how should the banner look and the table, because it is like you are marketing yourself in the booth, right? Because what needs to happen is you need to have people come over to you to talk to you, right? And sometimes trade shows, it can be a little intimidating and things like that, what you give away. And so initially their idea was to give away pens, right, on the table. And then me and Arit were like, pens are boring. Like, nobody's gonna like want to jump to your table to get a pen. Typically, maybe you're a pen connoisseur, I don't know. But typically, like, if I'm at a trade show or something like that, I'm not like, what, oh, let me get this free pen, right? And so we were like, you know what you should do? You should do really nice custom chocolates, not the cheap kind of chocolates, not even the branded ones that you get in the store, like your own branded chocolates. And we had experience in this because we actually got custom chocolates done for my sister's baby shower, and we knew of this great chocolate place, and they do custom designs. They can make whatever shape design that you want, and their chocolate was amazing.
Here, I have a photo of it.
And so we had them make these chocolates, and they had their logo on it, which said Just Security.
Mhm.
And it also had a really big marijuana leaf, a cannabis leaf, because we are at a cannabis show. Didn't have any cannabis in it. It was a regular chocolate, large coin. And I kid you not, those chocolates were a hit at this booth.
Yes.
No one else had chocolates. Okay. Other people had pens, t-shirts, little trinkety things. But these chocolate coins were like this big. So they were not tiny, the tiny loony ones that don't taste good. They were this big. They were in red and gold, metallic, shiny tinfoil. And we laid them out in rows of 4 on the table, very specific. Like I did this very intentionally. And people were walking by and they would just stare at these chocolates and look at it. And then that was our cue
to start a conversation.
And I wasn't even being like harsh on them. I was like, oh, you want chocolate? And they're like, oh, okay, sure. And then they'd go and grab it. Some people would continue on just walking, which was totally fine. Didn't want to pressure anyone to talk. And some people would be like, okay, you have my attention. What is it that you do? And then they would literally say that line over and over again. And some people ate the chocolates the day before and didn't say anything. And then they came back the next day and they were like, oh my God, these chocolates are so good. What's your business about? What do you do?
There was like a buzz happening the second day, because I guess whoever, like some of the exhibitors and other people who already previously had it, their colleagues were coming up and saying, I heard you had some really good chocolates here. May I have one? So it was such a great strategy to start conversations, to connect with people and get to know more about them, and likewise about Just Security services.
And I kid you not, like I was like so fascinated by this because I'm like, it's freaking chocolates, and it was so simple. And there were other booths that the day before, because I walked around the whole thing, it wasn't like a huge thing. Nobody had chocolates beforehand. I was like, sweet, we're the only ones that have chocolates, and they're like bright gold, bright red tinfoil. The next day, I see a bunch of other booths also had chocolates. They didn't have branded ones because obviously they had to go out to like a Purdy's chocolate and buy a bunch of like chocolates. But the thing is, it's the branding for the other, like the main companies, right? It's not your actual branding. And so it's just funny that people all of a sudden had chocolates the next day, but ours were a hit. And I was paying attention to who would actually come to this booth that came without the chocolates, or who came for the chocolate. And because I was really paying attention to this kind of stuff. And I kid you not, it was like 90% of the people were attracted by the freaking shine of the chocolate. It was really bright because the way their light was, it was like, and I stood from where the people would walk, the traffic, and I'm like, holy crap, this thing is actually really bright. So simple,
but highly effective.
Yes. And there was even this one dude that we had dark and milk chocolate, and he really liked the dark chocolate, and he took 3, right? Most people take 1. Sometimes people are like, can I have another one for my friend, which we know is really them, right? And then we're like, sure, go ahead, take as many as you want. This guy took 3, and he was just like, thanks. Didn't talk any business or anything. Leaves, starts eating the chocolate, comes back, and then he goes, oh, these chocolates are really good, and I felt bad for taking 3 of them. You have my attention now. What is it you do? And that's literally how he came back. And we said this company does security, and he was like, oh, I actually have a retail store, and I'm going to be opening up some other ones in Ontario. I actually do need security.
Yeah.
And so it was like such a cool lead to happen, and it was just so simple, right? It was so simple.
Let's see, some of you guys have comments here. Yes, we did, Brayden. You gave them an experience instead of a disposable trinket.
Yes, we usually want to give people things that they can actually use or eat
Yeah.
or whatever that can have a purpose to it.
Well, that right there, like this doesn't just apply for a trade show or networking with other people. That right there, that comment, you gave them an experience, should be like around your entire brand and your marketing. Everything you do should give someone an experience of some form. So yeah, you're absolutely right. We have Timothy saying the chocolates are the most amazing idea. To have your company associated with chocolate is a huge connection.
Yeah. And they were like, and we were also
That's
selling this chocolate as well. Like, I'm like, guaranteed we would make so much money if we were actually selling these as chocolates.
And people loved that we had both milk and dark. Like the gold one was milk, the red one was dark. And we actually ran out of the dark ones, the dark chocolates, way faster than the milk ones. So like, that was interesting. I thought more people would take the milk.
Yeah. Only thing is he walks around his arm high above his head. Where are we at?
I think we we're kind of going backwards with the
going backwards. Okay, let's start from the top here. Can you drive from your city to Seattle in a reasonable time? Yes, it's only 2 hours.
Yeah.
And before the pandemic, we were always in Seattle
all the time. Yeah.
It was like, oh, let's go eat at Cheesecake Factory and then come back. And the Border Patrol would be like, you're coming here. You're coming to the United States just to eat Cheesecake Factory, and then you're going to drive home. You didn't do any shopping.
Yep, you got it.
Like, well, we got gas, but that's about it.
You always got to get gas. Well, now I don't know if that's applicable anymore.
Oh, yeah.
The prices are like all crazy. Saw the photos of the hotel, looked amazing. Yeah, it was like right on the water. Incredible view. You would see these float planes coming in, and there were other hotels as well on the water. It was beautiful to like wake up to that and also just have breakfast right there with the view on the porch.
Mm-hmm. Roland says, I got some cannabis cream for arthritis for my dad from a friend. He was having a hard time with his elbows. He applied it once and it disappeared, hasn't returned. Yeah, they were talking all about the creams.
So many stories like that we
all
heard
this
about.
Stuff. And these people who have their own GROWUPs or their own stores, they're extremely passionate about helping people with medical conditions.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Taxes for cannabis companies in the U.S. is interesting since it's illegal on the federal level. They're not allowed any business tax deductions except for the cost of goods and maybe payroll costs. That is interesting.
That is, yeah. Wow.
So I wonder if that's like, I mean, is that a good or a bad thing? Like you can't deduct, but then do you claim the income? That's another question. So now Roland says, yeah, only thing is he walks around with his arm high above his head all the time.
Now I get the joke. Now we understand what's happening here because we're like, what? At trade shows?
Yeah. Timothy asks down here, how about coffee? That would be something that people are emotional about or would find value in.
So I know that some conferences and venues are strict about providing things like coffee because they want the monopoly on the coffee. Usually when we used to book venues, they're like, you can't bring your own coffee or tea. It must be bought through the hotel. It must be bought through the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a factor, but yeah, I totally get it. And the chocolates were such a crazy hit. Like we're going to be getting some branded chocolates now too.
Yeah. I think people are also very particular about their coffee. Well, I know in Vancouver, people are very particular about their coffee. So I guess it depends.
It depends. And this was easy to transport because it was like a bunch of them in a box. And then we could just they can be easily put, they don't rot or anything. They don't go bad.
And it's something that the hotel didn't offer because they did have a little concession outside of the event room where they were offering coffee and tea and that sort of thing. So it was like great quality chocolate brought from the mainland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people loved it. Noelle says it's a bad thing because you still, yeah, that is a bad thing. You must still pay taxes on the income, but can't deduct your expenses. Yeah, they get a harder time with that. I was surprised the conference was during the week. Yeah, Monday to Wednesday.
Yeah, which is really interesting. And was the conference fairly busy? I mean, I've been to busier conferences. It's quite a small community because it is about cannabis, and it's not like a regular type of conference. So there is a smaller community, but I mean, we handed out a lot of chocolates, like a lot of chocolates, and had a bunch of conversations with people, and it was really cool to have these conversations with people, and they would ask us what we do, and we like being in places where it's not known what you do, if that makes sense. So when we would say things like, "Oh yeah, we do YouTube," and they're like, "Oh, what?" And it's like they had never really heard of that, and you really, a lot of people think that it's common, but it's really not, and we were probably the only YouTubers there.
Yeah, we actually made a good connection. There was an app developer there that was creating a community and a marketplace. Like, he just developed this app, and it was for like cannabis retailers and like freelancers, vendors, like all different kinds of people in the cannabis space. So we actually, he enrolled us in that app, and we're now putting up our services in there in case anybody wants like branding, design, YouTube, video marketing. So that was a cool connection. So you never know where this is going to go. Like, if you told us like you're going to go to a cannabis conference and promote your business services, we'd be like, oh, really? Like, you really don't know. And I think that's what makes it unique, is because we're outside of the usual space, that it's more valuable. Our services are more valuable to that crowd.
And I will say that, the company that we were with, they were a little bit hesitant with the digital rebranding because, they were not used to it, right? And we were like, trust us, we got this, we're gonna make you look good. And a week or 7 to 8 days before the conference, the website of Just Security went down, and Arit had to go into speed mode, and this entire website literally got erased, and she had to rebuild it from scratch. And let me just show you guys how fast she did this. If you want to share, Arit, how that went down for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just saying hi, Chris. Chris is watching from Facebook as well. Chris Martin.
Awesome. Hey, Chris.
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. I didn't know I could design and develop a full-fledged website in less than 5 days, and writing copy for this, like everything from scratch. And the messaging and the strategy around the site and what we want people to do on the site, coming up with a brand new design for everything, sourcing the photos. It was a lot, but I found that having a plan ahead of time and really hashing out what would be on each page really helped when it came time to actually execute the design. So here, the whole strategy around Just Security is we want people to contact them to book a quote or to get a quote for a particular project that they might have in mind. So that call to action is like everywhere around the website. And also making sure we have things that speak to their credibility, their years of experience in this industry, the ratings, they're entirely around 5-star customer service. That's what really makes them unique. It's not just about getting the job done. It's like really doing large scale business projects, like security systems for big developments and businesses, and like strata complexes, all this kind of stuff. But doing those large scale projects with very high touch, one-on-one boutique kind of customer service. So I really wanted to bring that out, and that's why put the testimonials there and the call to actions everywhere. And Yeah, it all came together really fast, and I'm so glad that
There's me.
the client loves it. Yeah. Ta-da! That was the booth. That was
Yeah.
the booth at the conference, Just Security.
And you can see all the chocolates. Like, you can see the chocolates are taking up maybe 1/4 of the table, and that was seriously intentional. And it's crazy what those chocolates were able to do. But yeah, Arit, she sprung into action, got that website done in time. It looks professional. People have already been commenting on it, and I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, super proud of it. I'm craving chocolate now for some reason. We don't know the reason.
All the chocolate talk we've been doing.
Yeah, make sure you get the good quality kind.
Shout out to Brayden. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yes, hit the like, guys, on the live stream if you're enjoying this chat that we're doing here. Forgot. No worries, Rye. Hello, AW Official. Quick live stream question. I tried to go live for the first time on my YouTube. What do I have to do in order to go live on YouTube?
Well, I mean, ideally you want good quality internet. Otherwise, the stream will be pixelated, glitchy. That's one of the things that I would pay attention to. But in terms of, physically what you need, not much. I mean, if you have your camera, ideally a good mic, which is a simple microphone. I mean, we only really have this thing. And you just plug it in and you just click the go live button. And that's it, really. You just really need to just get your feet wet and just try one out, even though nobody is watching.
Yeah, that's all it is just diving it and hitting the live button and seeing what happens. Like, of course, connecting your mic if you have one and your webcam.
Or if you're doing it from your phone, you just click the button and hold it in front of you, and that's it.
Yeah, and just, say, that this is your first live, like, be real, say it's your first live and you're just testing out the stream and seeing, because you'd like to maybe do more in the future. And if you see someone on there, just start interacting with them, make it very personal.
Mm-hmm.
That's all how it starts. It's just by diving in.
Timothy says, Arit, that is so excellent. I know what goes into making a website. It is not easy, man. She was just like full on stressed out because it was like it was not the way you wanted it to go. It was not the way this website was supposed to.
I wanted a much longer turnaround time, but given the conference was coming up, their website would be everywhere. I had to make it happen super fast and also move them over to a different host. So it wasn't just like redesigning it where the host is already. Like, we had to move everything over to a brand new host and, install WordPress and design everything from scratch. It was insane, but I'm so happy with the end result, and I'm happy that the client's happy too.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Rye. I just got into your Wealth Simple and your challenge.
Cool.
I was wondering if it would be worth it for you to do sort of like an update on someone like me should be looking into right now. Great idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some very valuable feedback for Rye.
Yeah. And Rye said he'll jot that down. Awesome.
Jojo's also wanting chocolate now. Mint chocolate.
Yeah, we didn't have mint chocolate over there. Mint chocolate's good.
Yeah.
Good choice. Rye says beats my silver grand opening sale website. Oh,
yeah.
I remember that. Yes.
From last week's interview.
Oh, which the design has come a long way since my first website design. So yeah, don't you worry.
Which, by the way, Rye, that was an awesome interview. You provided some great value for the people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be taking some of that and chopping it into smaller bite size and releasing it on the channel here.
Like a Q&A type thing?
Segmenting some of the videos because some people don't like to watch like the whole podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
Great looking website. And we've got Eddie Jr. in the house. What's good, y'all?
Hello, Eddie. How's it going? Haven't seen you on here in a while. What's new with you? How's your week been?
And Roland said, I just had a piece of brownie right out of the oven, warm and delicious. Sorry, I had to rub it in.
I Everybody's got chocolate cravings now.
And shout out to Timothy for the super
Timothy.
sticker. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I really would encourage you to go into Skillshare because it is perfect for you. It's like the correct match. A lot of the art stuff does extremely well on Skillshare.
Thank you. When I tried to go live before, it kept telling me something about a webcam, telling me to download Chrome when I already have Chrome.
Let me just see here. I'm reading this. Telling you about a webcam.
Is it because you didn't have a webcam connected? So maybe, do you have a USB webcam?
Mm-hmm.
Because it might have not been reading the webcam off of your laptop if you have already a webcam on your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
But let us know if you tried to go live on your phone or on a desktop. Yeah, that would be more helpful.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
I'm sure with the phone, it would be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Timothy says, does anyone remember the free GeoSite websites?
GeoCities.
Oh,
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I remember that.
I don't know what that is.
I haven't heard that word in so long. GeoCities. Wow. Blast from the past. I had one in 99. Nice. I love it.
Eddie Jr. says, going all right. I watch often, can't often chat. I love you guys.
worries.
Thanks for inspiring. No worries. I know that there's a lot of people who watch and they're not necessarily wanting to chat. I do encourage you guys to, but I know that there's a lot of people who just want to just enjoy the show and listen.
That's totally fine. Thanks for letting us know, Eddie. We love hearing that and appreciate that. Guess I'm probably butchering that. Chocolates. You all need to try and find some.
Mm-hmm.
Will I be able to find that in Canada, Noelle? Is that like a common thing?
I haven't heard of that. But anyways, let's go over here and do some, we'll show this here. So Roland, we received our order. Well, we ordered and then you also sent something. So check this out here. Roland has 2 YouTube channels, and the second channel he started is called CF Moto Side Rider. Is that the one you're on right now? I'm not sure.
Getting it done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we received some cool merch from CF Moto Side Rider. We personally ordered these ones, but ta-da! Check it out, Roland's merch. I like wearing tank tops, so that's why I ordered this one.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm definitely looking forward to wearing this. Thank you, Roland, for sending over some of the merch here.
Sorry, I think I sneezed because it smells like
smells
like vinegar.
Yeah, that's what happens. Like when we were doing the merch and stuff, the merch would always smell like that.
This is part of it, that whenever you order stuff from Print on Demand, this is from Teespring, they put it in a vinegar wash.
Yeah,
as part of the process.
I remember I had to put that in the FAQs for Etsy because
they were like,
get Etsy customers being like, I think actually one bad review because they loved the shirt, but it smelled bad when they received it. And I'm like, I don't have control over that. That's the warehouse. So I had to actually then go and put that in the FAQs and never had that problem ever again.
I think it has to do with something about preserving the shirt or something. They're all like that now.
You just wash it and it goes away.
Even if you order stuff from other companies, Print on Demand, they all smell like vinegar.
Yeah, so we're super excited to wear those, Roland. We'll be sporting it. We'll likely send you a photo.
Yeah.
You can post it if you like.
And then shout out to Roland. He sent us these mugs. So Roland sent this to us.
Looking good.
And you guys, this is all done through Teespring. So Roland did not have to make any of this stuff or have shirts or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a print on demand. So you load up your designs, and then when someone orders it, then they make it. And then so you don't have inventory like sitting on the, in your room or something like that. That's one of the reasons why we got into print on demand, because I didn't want like, 1,000 shirts. And then, everybody buys small and then you have all these larges, right?
It makes it so easy. Yeah. The customer just places the order, it gets shipped directly to them.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Roland, for the mugs. Appreciate it. I'm going to likely wear that tank top for a workout tomorrow. And let's check out the comments here.
Awesome. Let's scroll a little bit up. Did we miss? Okay, right here.
AW Official says, I tried to go live on my iPad. That's probably the issue, is the iPad via Safari. So you need to go live on your iPad on Chrome. That's probably what the issue is.
Yeah. Or directly with the YouTube app, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can use the YouTube app as well.
Rai said, without getting into detailed analytics, do you guys see a reasonable return with your email lists / campaigns? Yes.
Yeah. So we need to nurture our lists more because we're, I'm sure you guys have seen, we're just getting more in the hang of sending out emails, which we haven't really done that much of in the past. But like, for example, we recently sent out an email promoting the free training that we have for YouTube, and we got like a bunch of opt-ins for that one email. So it's just a matter of nurturing more right now.
Yeah.
And then, because we haven't fully done like purchase call to actions yet with the email campaigns, but so far with the value that we've been providing, sometimes we'll get replies back directly, like from an email that we've sent out, and someone will reply back and give, like, let us know that they loved this email or they love the free training. So that's been really valuable, like that whole thing. And we're just going to do more of that. We know it's a gold mine, the email marketing stuff.
Every major like successful online person, they know how to do email marketing. Like that's usually their bread and butter, because it's all in the email. They all want the email. Even if they don't make the sale on the front end, they're like, I need your email, because it creates the direct connection to the consumer. And I'll just do a quick story for them.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, September 2021, I was like, okay, we need to get back into email. Like, we've been sitting on the back burner. We know YouTube, we know video, we know subscribers, this and that. We can make sales. We need to get on email marketing. And I took some online courses of very general, like very light stuff. And we were in Whistler. I don't know if you guys remember, but we were in Whistler, not this past April, but like in September 2021, where we drove the ATVs and stuff. On a whim, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send out an email, and I'm just going to like promote the coaching, and I'm just going to send out an email, our YouTube coaching. And initially it took me a while to write this email because I was being finicky about it, and I didn't know exactly what to write. I wasn't used to it. So I would say I spent 2 hours writing this email, just trying to get even the spacing.
Not ideal.
Spacing is like, a big thing too. And so I wrote this email. It took me 2 hours, and I was really tired after I wrote the email, and I was like, okay, I'm going to send it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not really trying to do anything. I just want to get my feet wet with the email. Sent it off, and then I went to go take a shower. And then I take a shower, and then I come back, and I click refresh, and I see we've done like $2,000 in sales.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that was cool.
Whoa, what? What do you mean? Like, I just was like, it was $2,000 Canadian. It was $1,500 US. And I was like, I cannot believe that this just happened. This just worked. I just showered, and then all of a sudden this happened. And that's when I was like, okay, we need to learn.
I think that's the start. Yeah, that one promo email was the start of like all the stuff that we're doing right now, because we saw the power of it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think also what helped is this entire time, like, although we haven't really been sending that many emails out, we've still been collecting emails, like having our different guides, YouTube guides and that sort of thing out there for people to opt in if they want that. And so we already know that they're interested and YouTube, right? This is their world that they want to learn more about. So that's been really helpful in knowing what kinds of emails and content and promos that we could send to them. And we're really focusing on organizing and cleaning up those lists in our GetResponse email marketing tool that we're using right now.
Yeah, so we know the power and potential of email marketing, and just that one email alone was just so valuable and so amazing. So we're into it right now. And if you notice, you guys are probably getting more emails from us now.
Yeah.
Cool merch, Roland. People are loving the Roland merch.
Yes. That's pretty cool.
Teespring versus Spreadshirt. So
it's like a Harley Davidson vibe going on too,
kind of.
Right? Black and orange looks cool.
For me, I only have experience in Teespring, and the reason why I tell people to get Teespring is because it integrates with your YouTube channel. So YouTube has a partnership with Teespring, and so when you get your whatever it is, I think it's 10,000 subscribers. It really depends.
I always forget the numbers.
It changes. Some channels get early access, some don't. But when you get the access to the merch shelf, your merch will show up below your video. So like people can actually just click on it below your video as a visual and then get taken to Teespring. But you don't need to have those subscribers to sign up for Teespring. And you don't need to be monetized to sign up for Teespring.
If you don't have that, whatever that milestone is, that number of subscribers, you don't have access to that merch shelf yet, you can still always create your Teespring store and put the link in your description.
Like, you have really dedicated people, Rye, to your channel. I'm sure you can do nickel and dime club or something. Your sayings that you do.
Yes.
And just be like, hey, drop some merch and you'd probably make a bunch of sales.
Yes, for sure.
Roland saying Teespring. Liat Love is in the house.
Love you ladies, just popping in here to say a quick hi, have you playing in the background.
Awesome.
Thank you.
People are loving the mugs. Smash the like, you amazing group of people. Thank you, Rye, for being this week's cheerleader.
I know, it's awesome. Tracy is sharing a big win this week. Got my first sponsorship inquiry from a small company that makes hydroponic systems similar to Arrow Garden. Still checking into it if it's legit or reputable company. That's awesome, Tracy.
Tracy, since you're part of the Profitable Channel Facebook group, feel free to post a screenshot.
Yeah.
And we'd love to take a look and see if it's legit and, help you decide if it is something to pursue.
Yeah, there's different ways of looking at it, like with the email and the way that they've put their email together, checking out their site. So if you need help with that, post it in the group. And it's also a win to share with the Profitable Channel community, right? It's encouraging to other people. So that's awesome.
Thank you, everyone. The vinegar helps the design stick to the shirts. Yeah, I knew it had something. I know that they wouldn't just make it smell like vinegar for no reason.
Yeah.
Tracy, always make sure to trust your gut, but go all the way to verify because your first sponsorship is a massive first step. Great advice, Rye.
Yeah, I mean that was the entire live stream last week, right? All about that, right? Yes, the vinegar smell is strong.
We're smelling it right now.
It's filling up the room. We're just smelling vinegar. Sounds perfect. I do not have the YouTube app, but I can try going live on Chrome next time.
Definitely get the YouTube app because it's going to make it way easier to go live.
I think the vinegar smells from the pre-treatment spray. Yeah, it's a pre-treatment. They put on the shirts before they print them in the direct-to-garment print process. It's needed so the ink sticks to the shirt.
Nice.
There you go. Now we know for certain what this is. I remember reading it was a pre-treatment, but I didn't know the purpose was to have the design stick. An email list allows you to snap your fingers and pay the mortgage all in 5 minutes.
Good for you guys. Yeah, it's I mean, those are considered low numbers, I was listening a lot to Russell Brunson. He's the king of email marketing. He has been studying it for the longest time, from the earliest people that did actual mailing out, like where they would print out something, write an address, and mail
Direct
it out.
mailers.
Yeah, so he's been studying people from way back then, and then he's obviously evolved to email marketing. He says, on average, every email should be equivalent to $1. So if you have 1,000 people on your list, then ideally when you do a promotion, it should make that amount in return. So however many people. And so, when we sent out that initial email, that was last year. I think we only had 300 or 400 people on our email list, and then it managed to do 2,000. So it was that blew me away, and I was I always knew that there's something there. I just didn't really interest me, to be honest. Email marketing never interested me. Writing an email did not seem exciting, but I think over time I've actually learned to really like it. So now I actually get excited. It's usually me writing the emails when I send them out.
I think for me, I wasn't so inclined to send out emails because I myself, I get a ton of emails and I never open them. I get a lot of emails. I rarely open one. And it's just I was kind of thinking in my own head and thinking that's how other people treat their emails as well. So you really got to step out of the box of what you think makes sense or works, because it's not a dead marketing form at all. It's still very going strong. It's the best way to keep your people close to you and in close communication as well, because as you know, we're all using these other platforms right now to communicate, YouTube, Facebook, all this kind of stuff, but email is your own. You're in control of those, that communications, direct communication.
And we know a lot of other entrepreneurs who only do email. They just, all they do is build lists, and then they just send out their products, other people's products, and that's it. And they're totally behind the scenes. They don't even have really a social media presence. They just write these emails and send them out.
Yeah. Jojo says it's one massive mug, Roland. Did they print that on the Shaq printer?
Shaquille O'Neal printer? Oh my God.
Nice.
It's actually a normal sized mug. I think it's because I just put it it looks huge. Yeah. But here's a can in comparison.
Your reference point.
Yeah, so it is an average sized mug, but I could see where you were going with that. And speaking of Shaquille O'Neal, in the Creative Business Success Facebook group, Braden did a post about Shaquille O'Neal. And, most people think, oh, he's, that basketball player that was famous back then. But he's extremely smart businessman. And I'm going to find that post right now. So Braden did this post in the Creative Business Success Facebook group. Let me read this out to you guys, okay?
It's pretty cool.
Shaquille O'Neal is a great marketer. He's so smart, and he's a good businessman, because check this out. Shaq owns 155 Five Guys restaurants. So I believe Five Guys is a burger place, a fast food burger place. 17 Auntie Annie's pretzels, 150 car washes, 40 24-hour fitness gyms, a shopping center, a movie theater, and several Las Vegas nightclubs, while still earning $22 million a year from endorsements. And I saw this post.
He's built an empire.
Exactly. And most people don't even know about it.
Yeah.
And I walked into a bookstore the other day, and I saw that Shaq also even had a cookbook. He had a cookbook when I walked into this store. And, he has the whole printer. He's just taken his brand and monetized it. And can you believe that? All the stuff he has.
That's the power of building your own brand, building you, because you can take that if you become really successful with that, you can take that into any industry, right? Like he's that cookbook, the Five Guys restaurant, the shopping center, pretzels, like the gym,
movie theater.
That's the power of branding, guys.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I've always loved Shaquille O'Neal. I used to play, like I used to pretend to be like a Shaquille O'Neal player because like I would always want to be I didn't want to be the center, but that's how my playing style was, even though I'm like really short. I don't know why. But when me and my sister would play against each other, she would be Michael Jordan and then I would be Shaquille O'Neal.
I don't know what the center does.
They stand in the center and like they usually do like the layup or like not the layup, the hook shot or whatever. This was how Shaquille O'Neal used to play. But anyways, they don't really play like that anymore.
Basketball 101.
Cool shirts. People
yes, they are
liking the tips. Roland says, geesh, I would shower 10 times a day. Yeah, I know, right? If you could get $2,000. And I was like, I was so shocked. I was like, oh my God, email marketing works. Like I knew it does, but like to have it work for yourself was just mind blowing.
That was cool.
I just clicked send to the email and then it's like, wow. Really, that looks huge in Jewel's hand. I have small hands.
I was just gonna say it's probably because Jewel's hands are tiny, and this mug will look tiny in my hands. See,
Spreadshirt is integrated too, but I find the quality to be lower for my merch. Really? So YouTube has a partnership with Spreadshirt and Teespring, meaning they will both, like you can have a Spreadshirt and be displayed as the merch shelf below your video. I did not know that.
I find the quality to be lower. The quality of the print, is that what you mean, Rye? It sounds like you said you'll be switching to Teespring.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Hello, Monica.
We've got Monica in the house. Hey, Monica. No worries. Yeah, you can catch the replay. There was like a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. The first few live streams are just for practice. Pretty much, yeah. Just testing the waters and feeling it out. Like with anything, really. Your first piece of content. Another thing I realized when I did try to live stream is that you had to do a lot of things before even live streaming.
I mean, you can literally just press the button. Some people do need to prep. I mean, we prep because we want to do like a good show for you guys. So I do prep and we schedule it and like choose a photo and stuff and title. So yeah, we do a prep, but you can literally just press the button.
Also, 50 Cent saw a bottle of water for 99 cents and another for $4.99. He immediately started the vitamin water company and made hundreds of millions. Oh, yeah, that's right. And I remember reading 50 Cent he wrote a book with Robert something. It was called 50 Laws or something. Here, I'll look it up. Like, you can go on the next one. It was about his story, and it was just really interesting.
People are saying like, wow, Shaq. Yeah, he's it's crazy what he's been able to do. And I like his personality. Like he's super funny and silly and he likes to do like skits and stuff. So I like that he has like a sense of humor as well. We've got Manny in the house.
Hi, Manny. How's it going?
YouTube merch is Spreadshirt. Really? I'm like now wanting to look this up. Hold on a second here.
While you look this up, this is the book that I actually have in my library, and it's called The 50th Law. And the reason why it's called that is Robert Greene previously wrote a book on the 48th law, and he was talking about these laws for success. So they actually, worked together. Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, wrote or co-wrote this book with Robert Greene, and just talking about his story and how it went from rapping to just building this business empire and how he even got into that whole thing. Very interesting story. It's kind of like a Jay-Z thing. If you guys are into the hip hop world. Many artists have done that. Many influencers, athletes. It's just interesting to learn about their story.
I'm just looking at the thing for the merch shelf. Let's see here.
What are we looking at?
The merch, because Rye was saying it's also Spreadshirt and Teespring, and I always thought it was just Teespring.
Yeah, that they would have both platforms on there.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Cool. Well, I think we will end it here. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 102. We had a lot of fun in Victoria. It was a quick trip. It went by so fast. It was like 3 days was like a snap. And then now we're back here doing the live stream.
Yeah, right back into it. Had our meetings and coaching sessions with people. But we're back at it. We're happy to be back. Next week's going to be episode number 103. I hope you guys will join us for that next week. So stick around. Hope you guys all have a great rest of the week, a good evening, and we'll see you again next time.
All right. See you guys
Bye
in the
for
next video. Nice. All right. See you guys.
Bye.